Sometimes it happens without warning. Tuesday, 3 in the afternoon. You are sitting in a meeting, or standing in line for bread, or just trying to open a stuck zipper on your jacket, and suddenly, click, someone raises their voice, or looks at you with a slight, barely perceptible disdain, or just the smell of someone else's perfume, sharp and sweet, hits your nose, and in 1 second, you disappear. The adult, strong, successful person you have become dissolves. Your body is here, in the office or the store, but your soul falls down the rabbit hole of time. You are 5 years old again. Your palms are sweating. A hot, prickly lump rises in your throat, and your heart is pounding as if it wants to punch through your ribs. You want to shrink into a dot, disappear, or conversely, hit, bite, scream. It lasts a moment, but that moment defines your entire life. Welcome to the world of unhealed trauma. We are used to thinking that trauma is always a catastrophe: war, violence, fire. We tell ourselves, I had a normal childhood. I wasn't beaten. I was fed. I had toys. Why am I whining? We devalue our pain because it seems not loud enough. But trauma is not always what happened to you that was bad. Often, trauma is what did not happen to you that was good. These are the moments when you were scared, and there was no one around to hold your hand. Moments when you ran in with a scraped knee and tears, and you were told, "Don't cry, you're a man," or "Stop the tantrum, people are looking at you." At that moment, the child draws a terrible conclusion. My feelings don't matter. I am the problem. To be loved, I must be convenient. I must shut up. And he takes his pain, his resentment, his fear, crumples them up, and shoves them into the farthest, darkest basement of his soul. He locks the door with a heavy padlock and throws away the key. Years pass. You grow up. You learn to wear suits, drive a car, pay taxes. You build a facade of a successful life. But that basement hasn't gone anywhere. And what is locked in there isn't dead. It's just waiting. Trauma is not an event in the past. Trauma is the imprint of that event that lives in your body right now. It is your chronically tense stomach. It is your shoulders, always raised to your ears, as if you are expecting a blow. It is your inability to say no when extra work is dumped on you. It is your jealousy that flares up like a forest fire if your partner simply hasn't replied to a text within 5 minutes. We think we are reacting to the present, but in reality, we are constantly replaying scenarios from the past. We are like a broken record, the needle of which jumps to the same scratch every time. Imagine that a small child lives inside you. He is stuck in that very moment when he was in pain. He stands in the corner of a dark room and cries. And you, the adult, instead of going up and hugging him, behave just like your parents behaved. You tell him, "Shut up, stop whining, you're pathetic, pull yourself together." You become the cruelest warden for yourself. You criticize yourself for mistakes in a way you wouldn't criticize your worst enemy. You drown out this inner scream with work, food, alcohol, TV shows, endless scrolling of the feed. You do everything just not to hear this silence, just not to feel. Because to feel is to hurt. But healing begins not when you try to rewrite the past. It cannot be changed. Scars will remain scars. Healing begins the moment you decide to go down into the basement. Imagine you take a lantern. You walk along the long, dusty corridors of your memory. It smells of old furniture and dampness. You are scared, but you go. You approach the door behind which your pain is hidden, and you don't break it down. You knock quietly. Closing a gestalt does not mean forgetting. It means living through what was frozen. It means allowing yourself, finally, to experience the anger you swallowed 20 years ago. Allowing yourself to sob the tears you held back, to be strong. The body needs to complete the cycle. If you wanted to run, run now. Go into the forest and run with all your might. If you wanted to scream, scream. If you wanted to be pitied, pity yourself. This is called reparenting, becoming the parent to yourself that you never had. Imagine you, the adult, approaching little you, not with criticism, not with advice, but with unconditional acceptance. You squat down next to him, look into his tear-stained eyes, and say the most important words. I see you. I hear you. It's not your fault. You have the right to be afraid. You have the right to be angry. I am here now. I am big. I am strong. And I won't let anyone hurt you. We will get through this. It sounds simple, but it is the hardest work in the world. Because a storm will rise in response. Old pain will come out in layers. First anger, furious, destructive anger at injustice. Then bargaining, maybe it wasn't so bad. Then deep, black sadness mourning the childhood you didn't have. And only then, silence. But it will be a different silence, not the oppressive silence of loneliness, but the calm silence of liberation. Trauma steals our ability to be in the present. A traumatized person lives either in the past, in resentment, or in the future, in anxiety that the pain will repeat. Healing returns now to us. You suddenly notice that the coffee tastes good, that the breeze is pleasant, that the person who didn't reply to the text is simply busy, not that they stopped loving you. The world stops being a battlefield. It becomes just a world. Your scars don't disappear, but they stop aching with the weather. They become a map of your journey, proof that you survived, that you were wounded, but not broken. And most importantly, you break the chain. You don't pass this pain on. You don't pass this icy cold to your children or your loved ones. You become the one who turned poison into medicine. Remember, you are not a broken thing that needs to be fixed. You are a wounded living being that needs care. Don't rush yourself. The psyche does not tolerate haste. It works in the rhythm of the seasons. Allow your winter to be winter. Allow yourself to grieve. But know that after winter, spring always, inevitably comes. And one day you will wake up, stretch, and realize that the backpack of stones you dragged on your shoulders all your life has been left somewhere on the side of the road. And you are walking on, light, free,